How's it going, boys, girls, and squirrels, and welcome to my beard. In my entire life, I've never been able to grow a beard this full, and looked in the mirror today, and there she was. And since I'm a 13-year-old boy living inside of a barely adult man's body, this is an exciting day for me. That's right, my life is so uneventful, these are the kinds of things I get excited about. So we're just gonna ride this out until, like most of my hairstyles, I one day wake up, look in the mirror, and go, what the hell are you doing? Anyway, we're watching Bungo Stray Dogs.
My life only really started 8 years ago. Before that, everything was just darkness.
Chuya's only 8 years old? And you guys have been letting me make Valentine's thumbnails between him and Dazai? I have to delete everything!
Somewhere in that darkness, I was floating aimlessly.
So Chuya started off as a floating rage vagina? Oh, how could I not have guessed? Sorry, no, he started off as a Sharingan that turned into a floating rage vagina.
Why didn't his gravity powers work?
Unlike a bullet, the subspace I control doesn't abide by the laws of physics.
Oh, well, that's convenient. Why didn't his gravity powers work? Well, simply put, it's because my ability is bullshit.
As such, only if I allow you to may you enter, and only if I allow you to may you leave.
Oh my god, I just hit Dazai with the domain expansion.
You cannot hope to reach me while I'm in this space, while I, on the other hand, can strike you at will.
This dude's over here making me think cubes are a sick power. Dude's reinventing the cube over here. Who is this 80-year-old RWBY cosplayer?
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, you look good for someone who's dead, boss.
This was the old Port Mafia boss? This guy's sick! This is the dude the pedo doctor replaced?
There's no way he could have hurt that idiot with his special ability.
You're right. His giant scythe isn't an ability at all.
It's part of his cosplay. He's a massive Rooster Teeth fan. Also, look at this dude's squiggly-ass hairstyle. Get a haircut, my dude. Your split end should not be forming a double helix.
After all, dying isn't the opposite of living like the majority of people think it is, but a part of the experience of life itself.
Yeah, the last part. Also, this is the first time this show, to me at least, has really made this character feel like Osamu Dazai. Like, that felt like a line straight out of No Longer Human.
I can't promise more than that.
You won't have to. Time to die, children.
Oh, really?
Dazai, you gotta get better at coming up with comebacks. Time to die, children. Nuh-uh.
Then subsume you.
Dude, this guy has the best power in the whole show. It's equal parts offensive and defensive, and on top of that, all the animators have to do is draw a bunch of squares. Everybody wins with this power.
What? You were able to absorb the impact by increasing your density, using your gravity ability?
One of my favorite dumb tropes of anime is when characters just make wild assumptions about their opponent's abilities. Like, what an insane assumption to make based on no data. You were able to absorb the impact of my blast by increasing your density using your gravity powers. No, actually, you missed.
It helps me stay rooted when I'm afraid I'm gonna lose myself. But the gloves are coming off now.
Don't you mean the hands are coming out of the pockets?
Dazai!
What? No wonder your arm's not healing. You've got a 10-pound metal brace under your cast. Oh my god, they just saved the day by holding hands. What are they doing here, guys? Like the fandom needs more kindling. For real though, hype sequence. The animation just keeps getting better every season. Also, this is becoming like my favorite soundtrack of any anime. Maybe Chainsaw Man beats this one, but I can't think of another anime where each season the music, the main track of the season just goes so hard. Season 2's was really cool. I'm really liking this one too, though.
It's over. Not even you can escape gravity.
I like how Chuya thinks he's like gravity's disciple. I am vengeance. I am hate. I am gravity. One of those things is not like the other, Chuya.
You some kind of shitty magician now, Dazai?
Really, Chuya? Did you think I was wearing a cast for no good reason?
I thought your arm was healing. What was the reason then, Dazai? Just on the off chance somebody decides to stab you? If you want a little arm shield, just wear a little arm shield. Why did you have to keep it hidden under a cast? Maybe it was going for like the same strategy Batman goes for, where he's got like the logo on his chest so people intentionally shoot at it, even though it's the densest part of his costume. Yeah, see, it's not just anime. I'm a nerd for most things.
Isn't Rondo? Someone I met here simply mistook the type of hat I wore as a Rondo, and that became my name.
That's hilarious. I know that this actually does happen to immigrants, and that's like super fucked up, but to hear this intimidating villain be like, my name isn't actually Nice Earmuffs. That's just what people would say to me whenever they saw me. So that became my name. Is like so funny.
How strange. For the first time, my body feels warm.
Oh yeah, what was the deal with this guy always being cold? Isn't that kind of how they were explaining that, oh, and he's dead?
Well, even if you were alive, you probably wouldn't have told anyone about that stuff anyway. I'll be back.
Look, I love the idea of a graveyard hanging off a cliffside. Like this looks straight out of a like Gorillaz music video. Really great imagery, really cool idea. However, why is there like no organization when it comes to these tombstones? There's just tombstones scattered all over the place with no rhyme or reason. I guarantee you could fit 4 times as many corpses on this little cliff if you just had some sort of organization. Nah, just put the bodies wherever. You know, it's like I always say, you know, fuck it.
So, we all talked it over and agreed on what the solution was.
If you decided it together, I won't.
Oh, for the Night's Watch, bitch! Chuya just got Jon Snowed.
All I was doing was holding the organization back.
Hey there, Chuya. You look like you're in a bind.
Well, was Dazai just on a walk with these 30 men? But again, why even bring non-powered guards anywhere? It's like you want them to die.
Don't forget, though, that I won those games we made bets on together. You'll be working for me in this organization, and I have every intention of working you to the bone.
I really don't think the bets you made playing an arcade fighting game should carry over to your criminal organization dealings.
Very well. Listen up, everyone. As we discussed earlier, none of the kids are to be harmed.
Is anybody gonna help Chuya? The kids are literally leaking right now. You can't send one of those guards to help him?
What's up with this hat?
It's tradition in the Port Mafia that the person who recruits a new member is responsible for their well-being.
Oh, let's go! We're getting the origin of Chuya's hat! That makes all of these flashbacks entirely worth it. This is the only lore I wanted to get from this. So you're telling me he doesn't dress stupid on purpose?
Protect it and decimate those who stand in our way. Our enemies will soon come to fear the crushing weight that my powers of gravity can inflict on them.
Nice, Chuya. How long you been rehearsing that one? No chance Chuya just improvised that gravity-themed speech. Okay, I know you're not that clever.
I'm not elderly yet. And you're going so you can be better informed. The group that we're meeting with today is a front organization for the Mafia.
I like how Chuya changed his entire wardrobe to accommodate this dumb little hat the Mafia gave him.
You! Hey! What do you think you're doing here with her, Chuya? Don't forget that you're my dog!
What? Damn, who knew Dazai was the possessive type? Brief episode transition. If you guys like what you're seeing here and you want to get more content not found anywhere else, make sure you consider subscribing to my Patreon. Oh, but Danny, why am I gonna subscribe to a Patreon if I don't get access to any new content? The thing is, you do, and here's what you get. Access to my reactions to the full first season of Food Wars. And starting this month, access to my reactions to Blue Lock coming out every month. month. In summer, you're getting an exclusive video once a month on top of access to my exclusive Discord server where you can chat with me and tons of other great people within our own little community, and access to all the recordings of the live streams I've done in the past and will do in the future. On top of that, you'll just be helping out the channel a ton and ensuring that I can keep putting out videos as frequently as I do. But if Patreon's not your thing and you still want more content from me, I do have a podcast with NC Hammer 23 where we talk about anime and just whatever's going on in our lives. That's been pretty fun, and I also have a channel where I talk about video games and movies in a more analytical form. Links to all of that will be in the description below. And now, on to the next one.
So is this really him?
Yep.
Is that not Chuya? I know that's not Chuya, but it's getting kinda tough to tell these redheads apart. Some of these blondes too. Honestly, I'm never 100% sure I know who I'm looking at any given point in this show.
Your payment, as promised.
Should ask for a lot more considering.
Why do people deal exclusively in bricks of gold and precious gemstones in this show? Do you know how much of a bitch it is to get a handful of gems converted into money? Me neither. But logically, it has to be at least a little harder than just having money.
Watch yourself. He'll trick your soul right out of your body. His ability is dangerous, to say the least.
Please let me out. Well, since you asked. Michael! I'm sorry, he tricked me!
Surprising from the executive who's the first to run from trouble.
That makes me more qualified than the executives who were captured by the enemy.
This chick better never open her mouth again after that burn. So true. I'm surprised the Port Mafia didn't have you executed after that. I would resign from my job, all of my responsibilities, and probably my life if somebody hit me with a burn that vicious.
How can you Philistines lock up our guest in a place like this? Get him clothes and something to drink immediately.
Even the dude tied up's like, it's cool, man, I don't mind, I get it, I'm evil.
The only things in this world I put my faith in are poker, the gems I keep in my vault, and the 50 men under my command.
You want to elaborate on that first one? You put your faith in poker? The hell does that even mean?
I will simply kill you instead.
How did that not instantly kill him? You ever feel how heavy one of those fucking bottles are? The human head is not designed to take a hit from one of those. Alright, that must be one hell of a hat this guy's got on.
Fine then. It seems I need to show you your place.
What did that guy do? I hate the trope of villains killing off random henchmen just to prove a point. I thought your boys were one of the 3 things you put your faith in.
Exchanging my subordinates' remaining lifespan for gems of equal value. Even worthless lives can be turned into something valuable.
Like, how do you maintain loyalty of your henchmen when you're constantly turning their souls into gems? That's a pretty good power, but not so good that if you have 3 guys rushing at you, you wouldn't be fucked.
Full ability indeed. The collar is a symbol of one's servitude to me. It can't be put on without permission.
Well, at least it's a consensual collar, as any good BDSM accessory ought to be.
He'd trade my life for gems in a split second. You know, it was my dream to become the boss of the Port Mafia someday.
I like how this dude ages himself up in his own fantasy. It's always been my dream to be the Port Mafia boss. Maybe not now, perhaps in a time skip or 2, but I'll get there.
Look at me now. I'm nothing more than one of his underlings. I was sold to a slave dealer as a child, and eventually ended up here.
Don't just throw out the term slave dealer like that's a common thing nowadays. That seems like a massive issue the detective agency so far has not at all delved into.
What are you doing?
It seems that I cut my finger on a shard of glass earlier.
You weren't even listening to a thing I said, were you?
Who are you?
However, I'll be choosing the type of game we play.
Go ahead.
I'll deal 1 card at a time from the deck.
Oh shit, this guy's got that Yu-Gi-Oh shuffle down. I would never mess with a guy who shuffles his deck like that. Alright, those are some pro moves right there.
Will the next card be higher or lower?
The card values are 1 through 13. Chances are slightly higher that the next card will be lower than 9.
You're playing high card, low card, calm down. This is a game designed by divorced parents to get their kids off their backs on weekends they forgot they had them. Alright, it doesn't take this much brain power.
As a gambler, I'm adept at the skill of card counting to determine what cards still remain in the deck. I have an overwhelming advantage in the second half.
Oh, this dude's playing a late game meta.
Bring in my unit! We're done messing around. Cut off every limb on this con artist's body!
Shockingly enough, this is only the second most dramatic reaction I've seen to somebody losing high card, low card.
We aren't even underground. We're currently inside a ship out at sea. A ship that is equipped to engage in battle against the gifted.
A ship with stone walls and a wine cellar. Seems like a weird allocation of funds.
Actually exists, is there?
Let me tell you about my ability. It allows me to control space and consciousness.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask, why did you untie the guy who can literally control reality?
That's right, a space of your own design. That's why you could manipulate the card's values to suit your needs.
What makes you think that?
He literally just explained it to you.
He who controls information becomes ruler. You could have served me, but instead you blew your opportunity to serve a king!
Cue magic trick, dude. Really compliments a mental breakdown you're having right now.
Where's Ace?
Is this the vault where Ace kept his gems? He held them just in case the market crashed, if I'm not mistaken.
Who is buying gems when the market crashes?
The answer is simple. The nature of my ability isn't one that allows me to control space and consciousness.
Oh, that's so smart. He lied about his ability.
I destroyed the clock and the communicator with the wine, stuffed bits of cork into the lock, and pretended that we were in an ability-created space.
That is such an insane amount of work in such a short amount of time. Why would they leave this guy alone long enough for him to do all that?
However, he was completely mistaken that I used my ability. I observed the faint scratches on each card, and simply committed all of them to memory.
Ugh, shut up. Just say you got lucky. That's such a stupid explanation. That also requires you to have seen each side of each individual card in excruciating detail, which I know you did not.
The rest is as you see it. Based on the assumptions he made, he decided to end his own life.
Oh, so his ability didn't even do that? This guy just lost at high card, low card so hard that he ended his own life? I'm so confused. What is your ability again?
Plan to be abducted? Wait, were you after the gems this whole time?
The gems? I have no interest in such worthless pebbles.
Why would anybody?
They detail all of the Port Mafia members' special abilities. It even includes information about your boss's top secret ability.
Why would you keep that in physical writing? Huge amount of information to just have somebody be able to take.
As a result, I cannot allow people to find out what's happened here. Because of that, I will do you the honor of granting you the Great Silence.
Now you shall enjoy the magnificent shush.
What you are witnessing now is my true ability.
Oh my god. My ability was never to control time and space. It was instead to explode people's heads.
It wasn't much of a life at all. But hey, at least this isn't too bad.
Damn, crazy sad ending for a character that was just introduced this episode. And that is episodes 3 and 4 of season 3 of Bungo Stray Dogs. Predictably good stuff. Nothing too crazy here. I liked Chuya and Dazai's fight. That was good. That was well animated. Loved that villain. I get why he was on screen for the perfect amount of time for that ability and for that character. Though I love the cube ability, I think it's like stayed its welcome. But yeah, not a ton to say on these. Let me know in the comments which jokes of this video were your favorite. They help me and my editor pick out TikToks. And I'll look forward to chatting with you guys there or on my Discord if you join the Patreon. And I will see you guys next time.
But now I always seem to freeze.